You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies.
This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Being Human After Show.
We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show.
It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Being Human After Show.
Yay! All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another amazing AfterBuzz TV after show for your favorite show, Being Human. We're on Season 4, Episode 8. We're almost done with the season, guys.
Oh my god, this is the final one.
The final season. Rewind. I am your host, Shano, and I'm joined here by lovely and beautiful co-hosts this evening.
Hi, guys. This is Laura.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Naomi Kyle, what's up?
And we're going to be talking about Sally's time paradox. Ooh, I can't believe it happened, but it did. Sally and Aiden hook up.
What?
Josh and Nora do not hook up, kind of, a little bit, not really.
They almost get there.
They're close.
Almost.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. Marcus and Ray return, and the rift between Aiden and Josh deepens. So let's start talking about Sally's time paradox. So she does it. She hops into her body.
Yep.
And we, unfortunately, our DVR was malfunctioning a little bit here at the studio, so we missed some of the episode. But Naomi, can you fill us in on what happened?
Yeah. So I'm sure some people saw in the sizzle that basically you get a hint that Sally's going to try to save herself, because that's what she's wanted this whole time. She wanted to get payback on Danny. So, yeah, she actually does it. She goes into her body, and now her past and her future self souls are combined, and she gets to punch Danny in the face a bunch of times and ends up going to the hospital where she meets Josh and Aiden, and of course
Because they work at the hospital.
Because they work there. She tries to avoid them at first, but then she ends up telling them that, look, you guys actually know me, like I'm from the future and I used to be a ghost and all this stuff. Aiden believes her at first, and then you guys kind of came in when they were finally at the apartment, kind of trying to figure. Yeah, well, they were roomies yet, but they were scouting out the apartment and trying to see where, or she was trying to like coax them into living together finally.
She was trying
the way she wanted, of course.
She wanted to repair the time paradox.
Yeah.
I totally saw this coming. Like, she wanted to, you know how we were talking earlier, how Sally is always trying to switch everything in a way where, fix things, but then it always turns around, and you kind of want to, like, you're there, you're just like, come on, Sally, you're so close, just fix it, come on, but something always goes wrong.
And it's so awful because things seem to be going good at first, but she ends up doing
very
what?
quickly.
She just like Gabs tells everybody, hey, this is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. She needs to shut her mouth and ruining it.
Because she feels in control all of a sudden, right? So she's like trying to keep things in control, and
Sally's it up.
Yeah,
She
sallies it
it up. But she has so much confidence because she knows the future. She's like this witch ghost psychic now, and she I think it was really well expressed when she was in that bar with Aiden, and she ends up telling off Marcus and scaring the bejesus out of him.
Yeah. Saying quite the phrase also with you can go suck it. But yeah, she was power tripping a little bit there, I thought, when she did that. But it was because these situations all happened in like worse times, and so now she's alive. Everything's kind of going her way, so she feels like going back to these places and like trying to make people, avoid bad people as much as possible, but in the end it just ends up going wrong for her.
But fix like the right things, like Josh and Nora together, but not like the wolf part together, not have her be a wolf, but
because to live with that burden for so long, it seemed, and then
I thought that was so fascinating how she tried to fix everything, and she just messed everything up, like, especially with her becoming a wolf now. Now she got scratched by Josh because she was interfering with Josh and Nora's relationship totally messed things up. I mean, well, Josh could have killed Nora right there because he turned within
could have, yeah.
he turned within a few seconds. Who knows? Maybe his arousal could have warded off the wolf for a little bit. Who knows? But and then she ends up getting killed at the end because she's hanging out with the wrong pack. And she's hanging out with Ray and Josh, and they're gonna go squish some ticks, right? That one night that we know Josh and Ray did in the past. In season 1, when they went there to try and beat up some other vampires, they were successful. This time, Sally got in the mix and she ended up getting killed, which is awful. So much blood.
So much blood. Yeah.
I mean, it almost seems like it, she was meant to die. Like, she tries so hard to like change everything, but she's back to where it started. And I don't know if you guys felt with this episode, but it went super fast. I felt like I wanted to savor some of the moments a little more and kind of enjoy them. And it was just like boom, boom, boom. Like now they're together. Now they're like breaking up. Now they're hooking up, So I don't know. I felt
like they needed to do that to like get this point that look, she's in the past and she's like quickly trying to fix things and again, I mean, my belief is that this was just like a standalone episode where we kind of get, it's like a fan service type of thing where they're trying to get people to experience what it would have been like had, it been Aiden.
Yeah.
And Sally. And I think it's one of those crazy things that sometimes they decide to do. They decide to go crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I liked it. So 7 months passed in Sally's time.
In one episode.
In one episode, which
that was pretty fast.
That was nuts. And they used a lot of that, like, black, like, freeze frame, black and white freeze frame to make us know, like, boom, okay, we're going to switch to, like, a different time period or something.
Yeah, or very specific moments that, okay, this is going to affect Sally or this is going to affect, Aiden. I felt like maybe there's some hidden meaning, like I'd have to go back and rewatch, but like, okay, you can like almost pinpoint this is where Aiden decides that he doesn't like Josh or doesn't have as much care for Josh as he used to. Maybe that might be going too deeply into it, but that's something I thought.
Oh no, that's something we do here all the time. We always go as deep as we can.
Try to dissect it.
Yes, we throw out all kinds of suppositions and things that we think are happening and going on with the characters.
I think the stop frame though was just because they wanted to show it as like a different episode, like how you said earlier, because they kind of switched it up a little bit.
A different art style or like cinematography.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even I feel like the filming kind of was shakier and more not like the average like Being Human episode.
Yeah. Which is why I think it's maybe just, completely separate from what we're going to see in the next episode. But then again, that darn sizzle or that, reel at the end, it's a little, I don't know, it alludes to other things.
It sure does. But we did get to see a lot of Sally and Aiden together this episode. Oh my goodness. And there have been I've seen a lot of Instagram posts of like fans putting up stuff like Sally and Aiden touching, and they're he's like touching through her because he can't touch her because she's a ghost. And finally this season, after 3 seasons of them just being like they never they've had some moments where it's like really close. They've had intimate moments.
Everybody was like waiting for it though. They were kind of like, how is it gonna be like? In my opinion, I can't see it happening. I don't know. I mean, it happened, but.
They're roommates. They're roommates.
I can see it happening, but the thing is, even though they're roommates and everything, I'm a very strong believer that the reason they're not together is because, again, then Josh and Aiden wouldn't have that rift. Like everything kind of connects together in a way that if they are together, then it's not the family that they used to have.
Because they were never romantically involved with each other.
Exactly.
It was almost like the brother-sister relationship and protective over each other.
And that's what that relationship and that group of friends needed. And those, that's why they stuck together for so long. And now it's all of a sudden falling apart. Well, it's because these changes were made,
Yeah.
So.
I kind of feel Sally was a little bit selfish the episode because she was trying to fix things like Nora and Josh, but like she knew her and Aiden were hooking up. Hey, guess what? That doesn't happen in the future.
Yeah.
Why
she like switched it to something that maybe like she had been wanting.
Yeah, because she's selfish.
Yeah. You just don't like Sally. I'm gonna stand behind my Sally. I love Sally.
I hate her, but she just messes things up.
Yeah,
she Sally's it up.
Well, it's almost she's that inner child, right? She gets to she's always super fun and like especially when she became a human the first time when she was a zombie human. Like I think she became that person, right? Who like craved happiness and like everything to go her way, and so now she's just kind of become that person, and it's altering things in not the best ways, but She always has good intentions.
Yeah. And I
mean,
that's one of the things you can
I
forgive
think
her for.
You kind of need it though, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
If she wasn't there, like it would have just been like the
Sausage
drama,
fest.
like between Aiden and Josh, like
Yeah.
like the whole like romance going on there. So you needed a little drama in there.
Exactly, and she provides that perfectly.
Yes.
To get a little bit nerdy here, I kind of feel like with the whole time paradox thing, whenever you try to do something, like I'm thinking like Back to the Future, I'm thinking like Star Trek here, the universe always tries to like balance itself out in a way.
Yeah.
So everything she was changing, everything that was going wrong, everything she was trying to make right, it ended up either going wrong or it ended up going back to the way it was supposed to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like she ends up getting killed at the end.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, and so she obviously next episode we saw in the teaser she ends up becoming a ghost again.
Yeah.
Not only does she get killed, but she turned into a wolf. Like all these things are happening to her. Like, come on, Sally.
Well, it's just like how you said she tried to prevent Nora from turning into a wolf, so she became a wolf.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, somebody had to become a wolf.
Someone had to become a wolf.
Someone had to
Somebody
get
had to
scratched.
die by Danny's hand. Like,
That's right,
Yeah.
Bridget.
Bridget had to die. Someone had to die. Danny might end up going to jail still. Like, we
Yeah.
don't know.
Ray ended up finding Josh anyway. He ended up meeting him, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, how did you learn my rump roast trick?"
Yeah.
Sally showed it to him, and that's what caught Ray's attention even more, probably.
Probably.
Even though he was tracking. Remember, before in season 1, he said he was tracking Josh for
yeah.
years, trying to find him.
He was always spying on him.
Yeah, but that's just it's just so fascinating. I love time paradoxes. It's like one of my favorite things in any kind of sci-fi
Yeah.
thing. Period. Any kind of media with sci-fi in it. Josh and Nora, we do not get to see very much of them at all.
Very little. I almost felt like when they did finally, like when she was like, "I'm gonna pull you aside to talk to you," I was like, "Oh my God, she's gonna say I don't like you or something."
Yeah.
To not have them be together. But then it just happened where she was actually really attracted and was like wondering why Josh. Same thing as in season 1, was it season 1? I'm not sure.
Yeah, season 1. It was
Yeah,
season 1.
she was asking, "Are you attracted to me?" I think for Josh especially, Nora like kind of was that different person that he was always attracted to, and now I don't know, I felt it was a little forced. I
was
felt
very forced.
it was a little forced because they had so little time to explain how this was going to change and how this was going to be like a big time warp, basically.
also, I feel like Sally saying, "Oh, you're gonna marry her," kind of freaked him out a little bit too, and forced them to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, see, that's the other thing. I was like, don't do that. You're
Yeah.
gonna...
He was already insecure enough as it is,
Yeah.
and Sally just messed things up even
If you're
more.
forcing the thing, it's just not going to be the same. She wasn't very
Help
smart.
things go naturally,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what should actually be really natural for our fans? They should be able to go onto the iTunes page for our account at AfterBuzz TV and go ahead and rate and comment us. Give us 5 stars. You know what? Because we deserve it. And give us a comment so we know what you guys are thinking. Throw some predictions at us so we can bring it up here on the show. And we go through them and we look through them every week and we read out the comments that catch our eyes the most. Okay, so don't forget iTunes, AfterBuzz TV, rate and comment us. So Marcus and Ray return. We get to, I feel like, I don't know who the actor's name is that plays Marcus, but he looked a little bit more fit now. He looked a little bit buffer and scarier.
I did not notice that.
Yeah.
Eating more ladies, maybe more.
That's right.
Yeah, like,
Maybe.
I think I heard when I was watching the show, because you ladies were to my back, so you thought it was really funny, right, when they cheers with the wrist?
I'd never seen that before. They haven't done that before.
I don't think
I thought that
saw
was
it.
so cool and kind of unique, and I'm like, I kind of want to do that now every time I cheer someone. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've even seen that in any kind of like vampire fiction
No,
story.
it was just such a cute little,
Addition,
unique
yeah.
addition.
Yeah.
It was well done. I feel like the blood den that they were hanging out in looked a lot nicer than it did the first time.
Way
in season
classier.
1.
Yeah.
Way classier. It had like the fountain.
And there was a lot
spurting
more
blood.
people too.
Yeah.
Like
It
I felt there was more
It was
people
so
around.
funny, their
It
interaction.
was less intimidating.
At first, we're thinking they're gonna like start fighting or like cause a scene, and then they just start laughing, right? And we're just like, what?
Yeah.
At least they're happy drunks,
It's like they're because Bishop turned both of them, right? So they're kind of, just have like a sibling rivalry going
Yeah.
on, I guess.
They're like brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't get to see too much of Marcus, but he was in there for a couple of scenes which were very important. Sally showing him up over at the bar, talking to him in that way to make him leave. Oh, who are you?
Yeah.
And
The ghost of Christmas past.
Suck it. Christmas, suck it.
Christmas suck it, exactly.
Yeah, I think that was it. But she ended. Oh, what did she say? Like, you're balls deep in the Amish. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I have to say it was nice seeing her like give it to him. He deserved that, but again, it not the best thing to
Way
do.
to
I
do
was like, "What are
No.
you doing, Sally? You're just making it worse."
Yeah, she's
well.
making it worse for herself, making it worse for Aiden, because now he's gonna have a harder time with them. Even though she felt like she was doing good, like, hey, I don't want you to get back with Bishop. He's just trying to manipulate you and control you.
And Aiden was all for it. He was like, "Look, she actually helped me out of this situation," and he was using that to convince Josh. So I don't know. I think. Yeah, there's definitely something. Like, her intentions are always good.
But she was definitely, in this episode, definitely trying to control and
Everything.
control do and
Every
put the
5
relationships
minutes,
together
practically.
according to the way she thought would be perfect, you know? But even in that scene when he's with Aiden and they're, like, talking and she's kind of like, oh my God, I like even changed you. You're not the person who I thought, you know, I fell in love with. And, you know, so she kind of realizes like, oh, I made a mistake, you know?
Yeah.
So
That's because he he cares more about her than than Josh,
Yeah.
I think, and that
Yeah.
kind of changed because usually it was like a three.
but I think
threesome
that
pairing,
was
you know?
until the point where she kind of realized like, oh shoot, like what did I do?
Yeah.
Like, until then.
That was her wake up moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Always
was a
at the end. Always at the end.
total tone change.
Then she died.
Yeah.
And then she died.
And then her blood just oozed out from her head onto
Yeah.
the brick floor. Yeah, that
Right.
was awful. But that, other than that particular scene that you ladies are talking about, that was a really powerful scene. I felt this episode. Like, I felt so much pity for her, and
Yeah.
that she had that realization. And then the other powerful scenes were the intimate scenes between Aiden and Sally. They were really steamy.
Yeah.
Some of them, even
super.
just the
steamy.
making out right in the beginning. It was
Yeah.
like really near the beginning of the episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then later on, when it shows them in bed together, like, wow. And when when Aiden realizes he's losing her because she's bleeding out, he calls her babe or baby.
Yeah, and
right?
I found that was so weird too.
I don't understand how she doesn't realize this is weird. Like, how is she? That's like
How's
her
she
brother.
comfortable with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, she sees him every time, and
As
you
a
know,
brother, though, like
maybe not to her. She
Maybe.
changed her.
People have fantasies, you know.
Yeah.
they
I mean,
all
maybe
dream
us
that-
as the viewers, we're kind of like, we see the relationships brother and sister.
Yeah.
But, you know, she's there seeing him every day. They're building up this relationship. They're helping each other, and she starts maybe having feelings for him, you know. And us as the audience, it's kind of like, it's a little weird. It's not really, you
Well,
know,
it
we
happens so
wanted
quickly,
to, but
too,
yeah,
you know.
you can't really feel that moment for them.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I definitely feel it's something that the audience wanted to see in
Yes,
a way, and
yeah.
I'm sure they were kind of requesting it, so they're kind of like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and do it and see
And
what
it was
happens.
great
So-
seeing it. Like, I'm so glad that, you know, all the things that you wish certain shows would
Yeah.
do, they actually were like, yeah, we're going to
Let's
do
just
it.
try it.
Let's
Yeah.
just do it.
Yeah.
Tumblr's gonna go nuts now.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And Instagram, too.
Yeah.
Forget Instagram.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm more Instagram than I am Tumblr, but
Yeah.
that's besides.
Go Instagram. I've abandoned Facebook. I'm all over Instagram now.
Instagram.
It's a lot easier.
It's a lot more simple.
Bring your pictures
Twitter,
out there.
guys.
That's what you're using Facebook for anyways. Pictures,
Yeah, exactly. Well,
baby pictures and cat videos and
You get more
whatnot.
creative, right?
You do get more creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's talk about the rift between Aiden and Josh a little bit more, and then we're going to be jumping into our news and gossip. So with Aiden and Josh, how did the rift happen? Was it just because Sally got changed? Was that it?
I think so, because Josh even was like, hey, listen, calm down. I know she's trying to mean well, but like we still don't really know her. I think that's what Josh was saying at one point, especially after like the Nora thing happened, and Aiden's like, no, you know, she did this for me. And I think that started like the tear.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
like set it off. That's right. There was that one scene where they were in the hallway, and you could just see it in Aiden's face, where Josh started saying that, "Hey, man, you got to be careful with her.
Exactly.
Do we really know her? Like, well, look at she came from the past. She like pulled a Terminator on
Yeah.
us, and she's doing
And he's the one who's always on guard, right? 'Cause,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he's the one who's the most uncomfortable with what the curse that he has.
Yeah.
So
And Aiden's face,
sense.
it just turned so stoic in that scene right after Josh brought all that up. And he just kind of like stared straight and just walked off down the hall away from him. And that's pretty much where the break happened.
Yeah. And then that scene in the hallway, man, where they don't even look at each other and they're just continuing walking blindly. I was
Crazy.
I was like, oh, that's rough.
To make it a little bit more lighthearted, I did like the scene where they're in the hallway and Aiden says, "Oh, was that a coffee stain? Oh no, it's feces."
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a good one.
But I do think, Sally and Aiden's relationship is, I think it prevented Josh from really getting to know Aiden, the way that he did when Sally wasn't,
Because they were
Such an
still,
important-
they just
yeah.
became roommates. Kinda,
Exactly.
Too. So
Yeah.
They were even
There wasn't that
pretty-
time for
Yeah.
them to become best buddies and experience all the things they had to experience together to build that bond.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And so for maybe for Josh, it was just he had enough and had too much to deal with already with his curse. So
Yeah.
They hadn't even found the house yet. Sally forced them to find the house. Am I right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So they weren't even looking yet, and she was like, "Hey, you guys,
I have this house.
Come on, let's live together
exactly.
in the house.
And also,
She was spying on them for a little bit.
Three's company too."
Exactly.
Also, because why would you choose a vampire and a ghost lady when you have a werewolf guy that could teach you everything? So I think that Ray kind of.
Oh, so Ray, he then became more attached to Ray at that point.
Because
Yeah.
he'll learn things from
Yeah.
Ray instead of start there'll be more problems with vampires and whatever whatever he thought Sally was, like a ghost lady. So
Yeah.
I think that also.
Well, I think that about does it for us on our topics. Anything else to add? Any other stray thoughts or comments? No. Let's go ahead and move into our news and gossip then.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So I've got a few things to talk about. Some interesting tweets that I tweeted out from my account at Sean Austin O. Let's see. At Kristen _Hager, she tweeted out, "Watch my friend at Blake E. Blake in the premiere of his new show #Mixology tonight at 9:30, 8:30 on ABC right after Modern Family." So hey, she's got a friend who's on that mixology show. I downloaded that show on my Apple TV. Haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna check it out now just because Kristen Hager tweeted about it. And she also tweeted out a few days ago, "Gotta say LA loved waking up to the rain today." And so she said LA. She always comes down here for a little bit, right? Does she live here now? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
We should try to get her in the studio. Maybe
Yep.
some of our people
Yeah.
can try to get her
We've
in.
only got a few episodes left
Yeah, seriously. And
because the big news.
the big
Oh, that was
news.
the big, yeah.
Yeah,
This is
let's-
the first
who's
show
gonna
since
talk
we
about
heard
it?
the news. No,
Yeah.
you can go ahead. Totally.
Kel, you tweeted it out first, Kelly. You talked about it.
It's the final season, which
Yeah.
is really sad. But I mean, Sam Witwer tweeted that, because he kept retweeting tweets. One guy was like, "Is this a writer's decision or were they really canceled?" And he said that the entire season was, from inception, designed to be the last one. All stories are tied up. This is how we wanted to go. Smiley face.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, so I guess it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Not for us because we're gonna miss it.
Yeah.
But
The actors are at least happy with how it's ending. Yeah.
And then it's really cute. There's a short video if you go to their website, the channel, and they kind of talk about a little bit of their
yeah.
experience
The
and how they
thank you
feel.
video.
So if you guys want to check that out, it's touching. You see all the
Yeah.
cast kind of get a little emotional. So
We got emotional. We were having
know.
Tutti Frutti yogurt, and we were like,
I was like, we need to watch this right now. This can't be happening.
Sam Witwer changed his profile pic on his Twitter account, and it looks pretty cool now. It's him, it looks like anime/comic book style. I don't know if you've seen it recently. He must have changed it within the last week, but it looks really neat. And let me actually show you the
Can
picture.
you pull it up?
Yeah, I'll show you the picture right now. I don't know if our people at home can see it too, but it looks pretty neat.
Awesome.
Am I
Very
right?
nice, very nice.
He's got the cool, crazy eyes. Crazy vampire eyes there, so that's pretty neat. And he actually also tweeted out something with this whole episode was about time paradoxes.
Yeah.
And Sam Witwer, he is such a gamer / nerd, like some of us are. And he tweeted out, "In this timeline, Dr. Reed and Biff use the sports almanac to take over Boston. #being human."
Ooh.
So that was pretty funny stuff. And he also said, no one calls Marty chicken, and no one touches Aiden's jacket. Hashtag being human.
That jacket, man. Wears it everywhere.
I know, seriously. So
We were
awesome.
like having this debate. We were like wondering, does he have the same jacket? Like,
I think he
is
has
it, like,
multiple
lucky?
jackets.
Yeah, he,
But he likes the leather jacket, hands down.
There's one with the red stripe that we're thinking maybe it's like a lucky jacket or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or it's just a chick magnet.
could be that too.
He's like Doug. He's just got a bunch of the same jacket.
every day.
Or Ernest P. Worrell. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's go ahead and start asking some questions of our special guest, Naomi Kyle.
Yeah.
So we have some stuff to ask you. So you are friends with Sam Witwer, am I right?
Recently, he came on. So we met at Comic-Con. He came on this show that we have at IGN called Up at Noon. You guys should watch it. It's really awesome. And he was one of our guests that I was able to like coax into coming because like he was part of the Smallville cast. I don't know if you guys remember,
Yes.
but yeah. So there's a running gag with our host of Up at Noon. His name's Greg Miller, and he has this poster of like all the faces of the stars of Smallville, and he's slowly but surely knocking each one down as he gets them on his show. And so Sam Witwer was one of those people, and ever since I found out he was a gamer and he likes tabletop games like Star Wars RPG tabletop games, and like I play Pathfinder RPG games, so we kind of connected on that level, and yeah, that's how we kind of became friends. Yeah.
Cool.
It's fun. It's fun, and it's weird watching his show sometimes because I'm like, I know that dude.
That's really neat. I saw some of the twit pics that you were putting up, I think, or maybe some of your Instagram posts. But you're playing. You have your character and you put him into like the little stand and you play. You actually drew it. I've never seen. I don't think I've seen somebody post pics about that. So it's really neat.
Yeah, I guess I never have seen that either. But I guess it's just it's a tabletop game. It's like if you were to play Monopoly, but way on a whole other level, like way more intense. It's an RPG, so there's like a lot of stats.
So how does it really work? I mean, because this is the first time that I'm.
It's kind of like Dungeons
I could
and
go on
Dragons.
forever about tabletop games.
You're like, well, let me tell you.
Well, the thing is, I wasn't really a big tabletop gamer until our company, we started this like lunch break Pathfinder game, and just kind of I got so fascinated with it, and it just built from there.
Oh, wow.
Kept doing it. It was fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Something you get to enjoy and then still kind of work.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
total
pretty
break from work. It's
cool.
almost weird coming back to like my desk and then just being, okay, I'm gonna do some stuff.
Do some research.
Do some research, I guess.
So are you friends with any other cast members of Being
No,
Human?
I've only ever met Sam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But a huge fan of Sam Huntington. I think that's how you pronounce
Yes.
it. And he I've kind of seen him in smaller stuff, and then when I saw he was on Being Human, I was like, I want to see what this show's all about, and just a fan of his acting style. And yeah, Megan is also very cool. She just, I don't know. I feel like that show definitely reflects who she is in a way.
Yeah.
She kind of plays herself, which I think, I'd like to think it's that. So if I meet her, I want her to be exactly like Sally. No.
If you were going to choose to be either a ghost, zombie, witch, vampire, or werewolf on the show, who would you want to be?
Hands down, a werewolf.
Yeah.
Come on. Anyone else here with me?
I feel
No?
like you can't control. Well, maybe because it's only one day out of the month.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I go through that, during my time of the month. So, I mean,
Might as
if
well
it's
just
only,
throw it in there.
right? So just let's have that be a part of that. And I'll live with it.
You can still eat real
I'll-
food and everything.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
counts. That's what,
The thing is, you can still kind of be normal
Yeah.
the rest of the time. It's just one day.
yeah.
Just one, or maybe two, because your sense is getting a little bit heightened.
Yeah,
right?
I don't like the fact that I could someday just be a werewolf all month and then just one day be a human, like what
that-
happened to Josh.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would be
That's
awesome.
freaky,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
something I wouldn't want at all.
No.
So I'd avoid that at all costs if I could.
Yeah. Just a normal werewolf.
Just
Yeah.
full moon.
Yeah.
Did anybody else have any questions?
Well, I'm just curious, like, how did you start your career, or what is it that you're doing now that, you're really enjoying?
What am I really enjoying? I love just the fact that it's my it's my dream job, and it all kind of happened in a weird way. I started, hosting in Canada, working for a game company there, and then just somehow got, a job here in San Francisco. Well, I'm up in San Francisco shooting for IGN now. So it's just the fact that I was able to be given my start in that way, and always being a fan of video games and like wanting to do something on camera and like studying film in school. And so it just all kind of piled into this great like little job for me, and
everything just kind of like went on its own, and it
exactly
kind of, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
I think that's what we all want, eventually to like. It's something that we really enjoy to just kind of fall into it. And
and you don't really know it, maybe like you kind of just are going with the flow, but then it all perfectly pieces together in the way that you want it. Yeah,
that's really cool.
So for those of our fans out there and followers who don't know about IGN, describe a little bit of IGN and what you do on the show.
Okay, so IGN's a video game news website. We cover everything video games, also entertainment, so we do cover Being Human and like other shows. But the show that I primarily am on is called The Daily Fix, and it's a 2 to 3 minute long news video where I just get to talk about all the news of, in the video game world of that day. And we write the show in the morning, and then we shoot it that morning as well, a little bit around noon, and we get it up and published on the site, and it's also on YouTube.
And it's daily?
It's daily, which is cool. And there's a cool fan interaction too. Like we'll send out a tweet or question regarding some of the news that came out that day, and get fan feedback and get fans to reply, and then we'll like have them in the ticker at the bottom.
That's
so you can like,
cool.
if ever you're watching the show and you want to tweet a response to my question, you can just go on my Twitter. It's at Naomi Kyle, and your response may be on the show. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we were actually talking about how like it's such a short video and it's enjoyable because we were looking at some of them, and I was like, it's funny.
Yeah.
You're like fun, having fun with what you're doing, you're saying. I'm like, and it makes it short, quick, and you get whatever you need to say out there. So it's enjoyable.
Yeah,
so guys,
thanks.
Definitely check it out.
Yeah, you have like I think the one that you posted maybe yesterday or a couple days ago was just the one that had the Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes on it.
Yes, the discount.
Man, you already had like 503 comments on there. It's insanity.
Yeah, it happens. Well, the community at IGN is very gamer focused, and so like gamers, they're always online, and they love a community. So we are very proud to have a good community of gamers who are just always very active in the comments and in the social environments.
What's your favorite game right now?
Right now I'm playing Thief, and there's also, my favorite game recently, let's see, there's a lot, but DayZ is a PC game I've been playing a lot, and Dota 2 recently as well. The kind of genre that I haven't really been, like PC gaming's been something I've dabbled in but haven't really gotten deep into, but these two games for sure did it for me. And then Thief's just the recent game that came out this week, or last week, so yeah.
Were you always into it, like ever since you were like young? Really?
Yeah, with my little brothers, and then
were you the only girl, or?
Yeah, so I had two younger brothers, and when we got our PlayStation 1, it was like gaming all the time. Yeah. And then I went to college and sort of did it. I had my PS2 and like still stayed a part of that world. And
what was your favorite? Sorry to interrupt. What was your? I gotta stab it right now. What was your favorite game on PS1? Favorite game?
Hands down, Splinter Cell.
Oh, Splinter Cell. I like
Splinter Cell Chaos Theory specifically. And then, of course, the reason why I might have hesitated a little bit is because Crash Bandicoot was like one of the first games. Yeah. And actually, now that I think about it, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory is on PS2. My mistake. Yeah, but definitely Crash Bandicoot. Spyro was like...
Spyro and Crash were my favorite.
Yeah, before I got into Crash, it was like this little dragon guy. And I was like,
that was fun.
Yeah. Magical crystals.
I never got to. I always just played the demo of that. I never got to play the actual game.
Oh my god, you're missing out.
Yeah, but Crash Bandicoot. Oh, I love that game.
Yeah.
And I think the best one though is Metal Gear Solid.
Oh.
That's amazing story. It's just hours and hours of enjoyable gameplay.
Yeah, and the story is just insane.
The voice acting too.
I know.
Yeah, when I was driving over here, and I was like, we were talking about it in the car, and I got reminded of one of the characters, Gray Fox, because Naomi Hunter's his sister. I was like, Naomi.
Another Naomi.
Another one. So funny. If you were gonna, Okay, if Being Human was to be made into a game, what would you think it would be? Like, what kind of platform would it be on?
Oh my
And would it
God.
be an RPG? Would it be like time-based attack mode stuff? How would you think it would play out?
Oh my God, that is like something I'd really have to think about because I'd want it to be good and I want it to be really like fitting for the genre.
This is where it gets serious.
This is where it
guys.
gets serious, yeah. I think it couldn't go wrong just being a regular like third person. Yeah, maybe like have some RPG elements. You know, like Batman Arkham, the
Yeah.
Batman
Yeah,
Arkham
yeah.
genre or the series. I think something in that realm would be really cool. And then you get to play as the different characters. Oh, that would be really awesome. You get to like experience the worlds as different. Ooh.
So that
Or you could play. It could be a multiplayer game where you're either the ghost, the werewolf, or the vampire.
That actually
That would
would
be
be
really
fun.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be fun.
That would be sweet.
SyFy should make it like an online thing just through like
Yeah.
the SyFy website or
Yeah.
something like
Start out as a Flash game, like on PC, and then just like
I could
expand
totally
it
see
into
it getting like big because I
Yeah.
mean, there is a lot of followers for Being Human, and I feel like with the whole like connection to the gaming, so I think they would do really good.
They
And
should explore that.
supernatural stuff is in right now, I feel like.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know of many games that have that, like those three elements aside from like, I mean, there's necromancers and like sort of vampire things, but have those three elements and have those three characters specifically, yeah, it'd be really cool.
I used to have a PS1. I used to have two Xboxes back in the day to play Halo on. I had PS2. Now I got nothing. I sold all that stuff. I got old technology, and I'm a mobile gamer, so I'm just like always on doing iOS games.
Oh.
So what would you recommend? Right now I'm playing. I'm playing Clash of Clans, and because I have like no time. I'm like always working all the time, so
Right.
like I just want to check up on my village every now and then.
Yeah.
What would you recommend I download it? Because I'm looking for something new.
Well, I've already said it, but Dota 2 might
Dota?
be, yeah, because you can play it on those tablets,
Oh.
I believe.
Do I have to jailbreak my iOS?
Don't go that route, but maybe. I think if you, I don't know, what's the game you were playing? You were saying
Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans. Yeah.
COC.
I'm not a big mobile gamer, but I definitely think Dota 2 would be something you'd like.
Yeah, there was one mobile game that I saw that you tweeted out that you were playing. It was at I don't know if well maybe you weren't playing it.
Not
on
Flappy
mobile.
Bird.
No, it was. I don't think that
Please.
one. No, it's one where it's based off the Fable comics. I think.
Oh, Wolf Among Us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that game?
I mean, that's a great game. Yeah, and if you could play that on mobile or on tablet, that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
What are you playing it on?
I'm just playing it on my Xbox.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I can actually download it on here too. I've been seeing it on the App Store.
Okay, yeah, you
do
should
that.
definitely play, like, season 1. Oh, you really have to play that game. Yeah, that's gonna be one to talk about for sure.
Okay, good. I'll probably.
Okay,
download
if you
that.
do, tweet at me.
Okay.
That would be great.
Definitely. Was there anything else anybody wanted to add or ask?
Not really.
How sad are you that Being Human is ending?
I'm devastated. Yeah, I really the past few months I've just been watching it nonstop, and like every hour that I get a break for it, like I'm just watching it, and I think I don't know, but the one thing that I do find kind of eases the pain is the fact that, you know, people think that there's a solid ending, and we don't know what that is yet, but the fact that, you know, the actors are on board and they think, you know, this is actually a perfect way to like finalize it. You know, sometimes seasons they just different shows have gone on for too long.
Yeah.
At least this
Jump the
season or this
shark.
show didn't have to experience that.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm actually kind of reassured a little bit, but it is devastating that we won't be seeing them anymore.
I know.
I'll just rewatch it all over again.
Yeah, seriously. It'll
I have
probably-
marathons on SyFy.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
It'll all be on Netflix, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We can enjoy it
Yeah.
there. But
I'll miss the characters, but
we have been talking about this season actually. Like we mentioned, it kind of felt like it jumped the shark. And Kelly, you said something about the baby, right? What was it? Whenever there's a baby.
It jumps the shark. Like, or they had a kid or a baby, it jumps the shark. Like,
Right.
Brady Bunch, that kid came along and
that was all
people
weird.
got yeah.
So it was kind of a clue when the wolf baby came out. Like, oh,
Yeah, but it wasn't any of the main cast
that's what-
baby,
It
wasn't.
so
But overall, this whole like season, I feel it's been like crazy all over the place. Like so many stories all in one, trying to like find
Tie up
The
the
solution.
loose ends.
Yeah,
Tie
that's
up
it.
those loose
That's it.
ends.
yeah.
And then there's this episode, which,
Yeah.
you know,
Like,
totally throws
thrown
it for
Yeah.
a loop. It's like, oh,
Definitely.
everything, nothing happened. Something's new.
Yeah. It's like a big middle finger to us, the
Well,
audience.
I felt when I was watching, I'm like, wait a second. This means that the past 3 seasons almost didn't mean anything. Like, those things never happened. I'm almost kind of sad now. But then, as it got, into the episode, I felt a little bit more into it,
Oh,
I was like, I was liking it.
It was totally its own world. So
Yeah.
that was really nice. I was wondering, I forgot to bring this up earlier, but how did they get the house if did she like divorce Danny or something? Because how did she get it?
I think it was. I think her father bought it.
Oh,
Yeah, remember it was
that's
always in her
right.
family, and then I guess Danny just moved out to live with Bridget, and so she ended up keeping it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought.
Got you.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that it was more I thought it was his house and he had bought it, but yeah, it was the family's house. I remember
Yeah.
now. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and move into our predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Got some good ones here. I think they're very succinct, but they're very juicy.
Okay.
Right.
Let's hope. I feel like Bishop is going to die again next episode. We're going to get to see him Aiden's going to probably not cut off his head with chains this time, but he's going to do something. He's going to like stake him through the heart, or he's going to cut off his head another way, but it's not going to be with chains. I feel like Sally is gonna use her blood magic because she didn't use it at all this time.
She couldn't, remember?
She couldn't.
So I don't even know if
Okay.
she can now as a ghost in this new world because she doesn't know Donna yet.
Maybe she has to just rediscover it because she knows everything, and she even
Oh,
said
that's right. The book's ingrained in her mind.
it's in her mind. She just hasn't been using it. She's just been sallying everything up herself.
Well, she couldn't because she was stuck in
Still
that
a
body.
human. Yeah.
Okay.
So now that she's a ghost, she might. Yeah, that's true.
Unless she's like a new ghost.
That's
you know.
right. So maybe now it's like unlocked it because she's separated from her body. Maybe she has more of those powers because she's a ghost now again.
Yeah.
And lastly, I feel like Aiden's gonna get a cool new jacket. It looked like a brown one, a cool brown leather one. They're totally different. than
Doesn't
the black
Josh get one too?
I
think he might get one.
In real life,
Because I follow
He did.
Yeah.
Sam's Twitter.
Sammy
Didn't we
Huntington.
see like a picture?
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
like the jacket. We're like talking about it a couple.
Total
episodes.
spoiler, by the way.
Yeah. Soul Revolver. That's Soul Revolver jackets. Yes. That Sammy Huntington has. He tweeted out on his twit pic. Any predictions?
Well, my prediction is that Sally's gonna maybe turn into a vampire because Aiden bites.
A vampire and a...
I don't know.
Oh, wait, because she's a ghost. Well, are you predicting that she's a ghost?
Well,
how
like,
can she-
because she like died, right?
Oh, well, yeah,
What if
Yeah.
what if Aiden like right before seeing her die, because he's so in love with her, bites her, and she turns into a vampire?
I think
Okay.
the thing kind of messed it up though because we saw her as a ghost.
We did.
Unless like she's there a ghost of second,
I
and he
don't
like
know.
Yeah.
puts her back in there.
That's a good
Those
question.
darn sizzles.
Yeah. How does it work? If someone turns into a ghost, can a vampire bite their corpse and then like their ghost suddenly gets sucked back into their body?
We haven't seen that ever in this show, and I was...
Hey, but in this show, anything could happen.
Yeah, that's true.
True
They have
that.
to find themselves out of this one, for sure.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of random stuff happening, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Kelly?
Well, I think it's kind of gonna figure itself out and go back to normal-ish. I feel like Josh and Nora may end up together again. I don't think... Well, also because Kristen Hager kind of tweeted today saying that she just did her last voiceover thing for being human, so she's gonna be back on it. Unless, like, it was super last minute and they just put it up now. No, I'm just... but,
Yeah, we're definitely going to see her again.
yeah, and I think Josh is gonna kill Ray. I think would be he would kill Ray so he's not a wolf anymore, and Nora won't be a wolf, so he'll have like a human.
Who will
life
actually
again.
be human.
A real, yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, I think they're gonna stay in the same house, and yeah, it's gonna figure itself out, kind of.
So, I kind of didn't set up predictions the right way because I didn't know I didn't expect the sizzle to reveal that much. So when I had first seen it without the sizzle, I predicted that, okay, this is just a standalone episode and it's just going to go back to normal. Somehow she's going to, find herself back into the future that we were following for the longest time. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't really have other predictions. I guess she will be a ghost for sure.
Yeah.
That's what we saw. And yeah.
She's meant to be somewhere. We don't know where, but something's gonna happen to that Sally.
They'll figure it out.
They'll always figure it out.
The universe, the time-space continuum will straighten itself out again.
And we'll just keep watching.
And we'll do it without Marty McFly or Doc Brown.
Yeah.
Although if they did show up,
That'd be pretty
amazing.
They should have him guest star on like the last couple of episodes or so.
I think it's too late now, but yeah, that would be awesome.
Oh well. Well, I think that about does it for us here at AfterBuzz TV. I wanted to thank Naomi Kyle for stopping by.
Thank you.
Our special guest. Where can we follow you at, Naomi?
So at Naomi Kyle on Twitter. What else? Instagram is the Naomi Kyle because Naomi Kyle was taken. Super pretentious, I know. And you can follow me on IGN.com every day.
Okay, very good. So you guys can follow us. You can follow me at Sean Austin O on Twitter and Instagram.
And you can follow me on Instagram at Laura487 and on Twitter Lolita487.
You could follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HollyWeirdo.
Very good, guys. We'll buzz with you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
That was fun.
Buzz you
Later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.